Going on 2 years now, I remember making a video about this movement called Super Straight, in which they're basically making the claim that they're super straight because now they try to redefine straight as dating biological women and trans women, whereas super straight says we don't deal with any of that. We deal with biological women only. And you do know in society things is taking shape, things is being rearranged around, and terms are different. You can't use the same terms that you used to use. And when it comes to being a straight man, is a different definition because now they want to make sure to say that it isn't gay for you to be dating certain spectrums of people. But I found the whole entire research of this very remarkable because I have an understanding that they're trying to make the man more fluid in society and think it's okay for the man to be fluid and just say, hey, just explore your sexuality. There is no gay or straight. It's just you. Whatever you decide to do sexually is ultimately up to you. And that becomes nothing more but confusion and chaos. So let's just get into the whole entire video in which I want to know people's comments and what they thought and what they commented at the time. So the first one says Yu-Gi-Oh 5222 says, I all East felt this way. I will only date biological women. Only that born as a woman. I will not date trans or transgendered because to me, they're not the same as biological women. If anyone has a problem with that, grow up. Well, that's ultimately your decision, bro. And I will say definitely if you will remain a super straight man, that's you and your business. You understand? The whole entire thing in this society is to blur the lines, and especially to give more credence to the marginalized community, they say, as the LGBTQ community, more specifically, more marginalized transgendered people. And the funny thing about it is that there's more of shedding lights on the transition from male to female than female to male, you know? And the thing about it is, how do you break down masculinity? How you break down manhood? Well, that's the reason why this is all a debate. LVHCPDC says super straight. The future of the human race depends on it. I got you. Tiffany Young replies by saying super lesbian, super gay, super bi are all part of the super sexual community for not wanting to date trans and being tired of told they have to and are bad people if they're not. Lesbians are tired of being coerced by trans women with penis and surgical vaginas. You can exclude anybody from your dating pool you want, and it's not a phobia. Well, Tiffany Young, I don't even know if they have the super lesbian, super gay, or super bi, but they probably do. But the thing about it is, with the LGBTQ community, no offense to anybody that's in it, there's a lot of confusion and in-house fighting when it comes to that community. You know what I'm saying? Because even they have beef with each other. Trans have beef with lesbians or gays and bis and all this other stuff, and they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like there's no tomorrow. So the thing about it is, that's what it pretty much is, just the sexual community and what you said. And the thing about it is, more of these technologies get very complex, right? Because not only that, I had just seen the other day that they have a bodysuit where there's a slit where there's a vagina. Now, it seems like it was a woman wearing it in a video, but just the fact that it gets that crazy where they put on a bodysuit from basically your stomach area all the way down to your ass and then the frontal part of where your private part is. That's how crazy it was getting. LVH CPDC responds, I was kind of joking, but you spoke facts. Facts. The Antisocial Socialite podcast with the fire emojis. Thank you for that. Planet Frog says, excellent vid. Good to hear your perspective. Sub. Thank you. Sheed We Here says, crazy how we have to match the crazy with super straight. Well, that's a society we live in. That's a society we have to deal with at the end of the day, where the status quo is not the status quo anymore. The new status quo is for acceptance, and you must accept it, because if you don't accept it, more than likely socially you will be excommunicated. And especially if you do certain things on YouTube, they'll shadow ban you. I responded by saying it's only going to get worse. Tiffany Young responded saying, super lesbian, super gay, and super bi are all a part of the super straight movement. Well, that's weird. Why would you say that? Super lesbian, super gay, and super bi are all a part of the super straight movement. We are the ones that have been getting bullied for years by trans, or they get kicked out and lose their connection and network, which came from the LGBTQ. Plus, now that the trans are more worried about getting cisgender to date than them than they are any righteously super lesbians have a place to go and a sexuality to go to. Well, that's an interesting point. And which now you've seen on that photo, I guess you're referring to that. You know, I think the super straight movement is still the super straight movement. It's just that they try to apply the moniker super or the prefix super to their whole entire interpretation to basically piggyback off of the super straight movement. But I don't think they're a part of it. They just try to, piggyback off of it. And he says, now, and Art Bay Hannah 8196 says, now that's a movement. I will walk this movement. Agreed. Mysteriously Kind 955 says, I support the movement. Great. And I responded, were you familiar with this movement prior to this video? Mysteriously responds, yes, I was. And she, we hear, says, we hear. Give me your thoughts in the comment section. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Peace.